Hey, this is Steve from Youth Worker Journal, and we're here at the National Youth Worker Convention in Cincinnati. And at this point, we're kind of just going out and say, hey, is there anybody who come talk to us a little bit? And Adrianna said she would. Adrianna's with InterVarsity Press. We like InterVarsity Press. We exploit a lot of their books in Youth Worker Journal.
In the best possible way.
In the best possible way. So I thought we would go to the horse's mouth. No, nothing bad intended.
Sure.
But she brought some books to talk about. At first is Walt Mueller. Can you see that, Walt Mueller? Engaging the soul of youth culture. You know, Walt writes for Youth Worker every issue. Sometimes we get locker articles, but tell us about Walt. Tell us about that book.
Sure. Well, this is sort of a classic youth ministry book. You need to have a good excuse for why you wouldn't read this book as a youth pastor. Walt brings, 30 plus years of experience, so there's a lot of wisdom in this book. He's well researched, he's done his research, he's well networked, so there's a lot of practical ways to figure out sort of what are the issues that youth culture are dealing with today, and how can you as a youth pastor most effectively reach them. And he models his work off, what Paul did at Mars Hill, and sort of speaking in the language of the time and engaging not only the idiom of the day, but also the hearts of the listeners. So this is one that you should really look at and then read.
And this chapter right here, I'm not going to read it to you, but Paul's Mars Hill ministry for today, we're actually plagiarizing that or excerpting that in our January issue, which you can take that two ways. One is we'll use it and you don't have to go buy the book, but on the other hand it might whet your appetite for the book. So anyway, we love Walt. We also want to talk about the J word briefly, justice. Something a lot of young leaders are talking about more and more, justice. They didn't used to talk about that. It's on the calendar now. What is justice all about?
It's an important issue. It's not just about saving souls, it's about ministering to the physical needs of people too. Scripture's chock full of references of God's heart for the poor and the oppressed, and so yeah, we as a publishing house want to highlight that and provide resources for people to really engage in doing social justice. Now, it can be sort of an overwhelming topic, which is why I really appreciate this book, Everyday Justice by Julie Clawson. Her first word of advice is don't freak out, don't panic, like Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, don't panic. And she breaks it down into very practical, sort of everyday choices that we're going to be making, and helps you sort of know how to make more informed, more ethically sound, more justice-oriented choices. So the cover really does a great job of kind of explaining or revealing all the different areas that she is talking about. So she has a chapter on chocolate, who some of the bad companies are, and who is doing a better job of not employing slaves to produce the chocolate. She has a good chapter on coffee and talks about fair trade coffee. How can we eat more ethically, kind of keying in. There's a lot of talk in the broader culture about eating locally, the whole locavore movement. Locavore, there it is. Where our clothes come from, think about making responsible choices to what we wear. So she's also, she's really done her homework in terms of additional resources, so this book is also a nice kind of place to start. And then if you're really interested in one of the issues, say the locavore thing, then she might direct you to Barbara Kingsolver's book of essays on eating locally, for instance, or she's chronicled a number of documentaries that would be great for you to show at your youth group meeting, maybe, or campaigns to get involved with. So I am a huge fan of Julie Clawson. She's very personable, and her writing helps you engage with the issue in a very not scary way.
We want youth workers to last for the long haul,
right?
To not get burned out, to have the professional and spiritual disciplines that help them have a long-term ministry. So that's what this book is all about. And you're going to be reading this guy in our March-April issue, aren't we? Mm-hmm. Excellent. So,
and his other book, Family-Based Youth
Yes, Family-Based Youth Ministry. And
yes.
If all of this hasn't been too self-promotional yet, we just wanted to refer you to the website.
Yes.
That's a high quality sign
Yes.
right there.
We did this just for you folks. So,
Yep,
Yeah.
yep. Go
Adrianna,
there.
good talking to you.
You too. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming by.